The Social Screenwriters Podcast. The Social Screenwriters Podcast. The Social Screenwriters Podcast. Where Andy talks to people he met on the internet.
All right. Ellie Guzman, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, it is a pleasure. We've been friends on the internet for quite a long time, as most of my guests, but I don't know, maybe like 2022-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
Twitter.
We connected, I think, shit posting on Twitter.
Yeah, I
brought
think
us
so.
together. Yeah.
Yep. I can always sense when someone's kind of funny, and it's like, okay,
Mhm.
cool. We speak the same language.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's really weird too, because this podcast started as all my friends I made on Twitter around pandemic times, and now that feels like an old relic and just a thing of the past, and it's really bizarre. But I'm glad that, like, I guess maybe I'm glad Instagram existed, so I maintained those friendships. But anyway, we'll hop right into you. So you are a screenwriter. You have been staffed on many a show, and I'm going to get into it in just a second, but mostly in the animation space right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I did read that you're not opposed to live action. You would love to write. Oh, well, you already have written like pilots and shit.
Oh, yeah. I love it. And I actually last year finally was able to like kind of break into those meetings a little bit. Nothing solid, but I got to like pitch and stuff. So I'm like sniffing around, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
Lurking,
That's fun.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. I mean, yeah, and you've done a lot of good work in animation. So if you don't mind, whether you mind or not, I'm sorry. This is something that I've been doing lately to my guests. It's painful. I'm gonna read your bio to you.
Oh, do it. I love it. I need this. I need a
Okay, cool.
Wednesday.
So this is your IMDb Pro, IMDb bio. Okay, so Ellie Guzman. Born and raised in Los Angeles, Ellie got her creative start in the 2010s by living a double life, running a successful comedy blog by day and working in emergency rooms by night. Well, an emergency room by night and also day. After realizing writing made her feel more alive than literally watching someone's heart get restarted, she transitioned to the entertainment industry as a production assistant in animation, learned the ropes, and worked her way up to TV writer. Now she's written episodes for Dreamworks, Netflix, Peacock, Disney, Nickelodeon, Apple Plus, Mattel, and others, and has also developed studio IP for Dreamworks, SpinMaster, and others. She enjoys writing unhinged comedy in different mediums for all audiences, whether it's a kid's 11-minute animated series or a live-action adult half-hour. She's repped at Sweater Management by Tuan Dang and speaks Spanish, and has only cried once this week, which that was the most impressive part to me. I was like, in this year of 2026, I was like, great work.
I'm taking count now. I cried when I was getting my eyebrows threaded.
And that was within the last 7 days? Okay.
Yes. So I think I hit my quota and I cannot cry anymore.
Gotcha. Okay. So you lied to us. Thanks. Appreciate that right off the bat.
I'm a storyteller, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you fooled us.
It's weird. I mean, thank you for reading that. It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever get this, where it's like, oh yeah, all of that, I did do all of that. And especially in a slower time.
Yeah.
Kind of like a reminder of like, oh yes, this all occurred. And I'm like, yeah, she sounds really cool. Wait, she's me.
Man, I know. I get that feeling too. And there's been moments on this journey where I was doing pretty well. And it almost feels like a different person. You're like, where'd that guy go? Where'd that person go? But
they're in there.
But
they're waiting.
It's peaks and valleys. And you know what gives me a little bit of comfort is hearing like some of the biggest stars in the world had a really hard time getting going. Like, just an example too, I think, didn't Pedro Pascal have like a really long career before he became this? And like just countless other people. I think Wagner Moura from The Secret Agent. I swear I'm not just bringing up Spanish speaking actors because I'm talking to you. I promise. Those are just two that came to mind because I know that they had long journeys.
He's so good at Narcos. I remember watching Narcos a couple. He plays Pablo Escobar, and he's so good that I don't think Spanish is his first language.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's insane because you would think so watching Narcos.
Yeah.
He's just so good. And Pedro as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been watching that like clip of Barry Jenkins almost every day where he talks about like being repped at CAA and then also having to work at Banana Republic for like 3 years to pay his rent because sometimes success, like it doesn't necessarily mean financial stability. So that's kind of my soothing blankie right now that I watch every day.
Yeah. Was that post Moonlight?
I think he was giving the talk. He was giving the talk post Moonlight, but this is like before Moonlight. It's like he had made some short film that was really successful and then got repped at CAA and was having really cool stuff happen, but needed to, pay rent.
Yeah. And it took 3 years to get there. Yeah. I'm in year 4 of thinking, oh my God, it's about to happen. And it didn't quite happen that way. So I'm filming weddings on weekends and filming live events for the city of Flores and things like that. So
I mean, that's awesome. I'm doing a lot of sweeping and organizing baby clothes at my part-time job. So, I'm like, yeah, we do what we can.
Yeah, I mean, and that's part of it. And, sometimes we vent with other creative people about the day job, but also none of us want to go do anything else. Like you have to be sick to want to stay in this. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, I'm okay with it, and some people have like full-fledged, full-time careers and they're still making this happen. And I find that impressive. I have managed to build an assembly of part-time jobs that are getting me by and it's going okay. But I do want to mention, too, before we move off of your accolades, there's more, Ellie. So you are the author of a book called Rags to Rags.
Oh, my God, my baby.
Yeah. I want to advertise that, too. It's a book of funny short stories about being a misfit is what it says in this little line. But then I went to Amazon, too, and saw a lot of it is about like being the broke kid in quite wealthy spaces for a lot of your life. And although I haven't been in that many wealthy spaces, I can relate for sure. And even doing my my wedding video job, God, it seems like all these wedding photographers are loaded. And I'm like, I'm pulling up in my 2009 Corolla, like kind of embarrassed now. Like I shouldn't be ashamed, but I am. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's insane the amount of money that people have. And yeah, I'm planning a wedding right now, and I'm like, even a micro wedding, I'm like, this is barely like that much stuff and it's so expensive, and people are out here like, oh yeah, I paid $100,000 for my venue, and I'm like, that type of money exists. It's out nuts. There.
I can only imagine the LA market. I'm in the St. Louis market, and like, yeah, we do weddings that are the upwards of like 180K or something. And I'm just like, that is way too much money. And that's like the most I've ever seen. But usually they're somewhere in the middle of that number. But like, yeah, it's crazy. But I do want to say that book is available for purchase on Amazon, Rags to Rags, Ellie Guzman. And you specifically said that the book sales help you buy iced coffee. So everybody go help a funny writer buy an iced coffee. And then you are the editor-in-chief and creator of Lady Pieces, a popular satirical women's mag with over 55,000 subscribers. You were a finalist in the 2020 We Screenplay TV pilot contest, semifinalist in 2021 Screencraft TV pilot script competition, a UCB SNL scholarship recipient, which is really cool. Selected for the Onion Workshop through Diverse as Fuck Comedy Festival. And one time you saw a bug in your apartment and you took it outside instead of killing it, which is pretty remarkable.
Thank you. Very compassionate.
But yeah, that's cool. I love, that's why you write. That's why you're an artist. No, I love that. And I love the comedy oriented stuff. I sent a packet to SNL and the Onion one time. Probably didn't I wasn't laser focused enough probably to even have a remote shot, even though I know it's fucking really hard, even if I was. But like, yeah, I had an interest in that, but I think it was that the competition's so crazy. I think it almost steered me away. I was like, I'm just going to go write more features. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's cool. You got the scholarship. That's sick.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like free UCB classes, which was really nice. And this was during the pandemic. So I did half of them like remotely, and then things opened back up and I did the other half in person. And it was nice, but I agree with you where then it was kind of like, if you guys ever want to submit a packet to SNL, like this is how you do it and this is how we can help you or whatever, which was really kind, but kind of same where I was like, career-wise, I think I want to like do TV, like episodic TV stuff. And then, as an anxious, like kind of neurotic person, I started going down this whole path of like, well, if I get it, I don't know that I want to move to New York. And if I move to New York, then how much money is that going to be? And how long and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, like, Ellie, relax and just, but again, SNL happens every year. So it's like, never say never. But I think it's also a good exercise sometimes to just write sketch and go see live comedy and stuff in here or, wherever you are. Like it's nice to go out and hang out with other funny people.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's where I started screenwriting for the first time, was just writing sketches, thinking me and my friends would try them. And then in 2017, I went through a program at the Improv Shop in St. Louis. Shout out the Improv Shop. It's our UCB. It's not UCB level, but it's really cool. And there's really funny performers there and really great shows. So yeah, I did like improv and sketch there all the way up until things shut down for the pandemic. And then I did some soul searching during the pandemic. And I was like, there's one thing in my life that takes up a significant amount of time that I probably don't have a future in, whereas like screenwriting and filmmaking is my shit. That's what I want to do. So ultimately I had to cut that, but I still love it. Love all those people. I made so many friends, almost exclusively all the actors who have been in my short films are from there. They're buddies I made from the Improv Shop. So like any filmmakers out there wanting to make shorts, if you are in an improv community, explore that. But if you're not, go see shows. And then if you find people that you think are funny and talented, talk to them. Because I don't know about LA, but in St. Louis, our film market is growing and it's really cool that it's growing. But, you can still find people who are just down to clown and they're just like, yeah, I'll be in your thing. You don't have to pay me shit. Like, I just want to be in a movie and act and try. And that's been like a really fruitful experience for me. Like, and also too, it's just cool to hang out with your funny friends.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, there's a show here that this guy, I wish I could remember his name. I feel terrible, but it's called Content Cram. And he does it at UCB every now and again, like once every other month. And it's like, yeah, anyone who wants to come, just come and we'll make sketches in one day. And you can come with your own team or like team up with random people and just film shit.
That's
and it's
fun.
So much fun. It's so much fun. And then at the end of the day, they just screen all of them back to back.
Oh, that's so cool. And then you have like a tangible thing at the end of the day. That's like, if you didn't have a camera and editing software, you wouldn't have had that, but now you do.
Exactly.
That's awesome. No, but I love that.
I feel you on like managing your time, even though you love something, because that's kind of what happened with Lady Pieces. Like I loved it and it was so great. And I met so many funny writers. But once I got staffed, I was like, I can't be writing at work and then going home and sitting down on my computer and editing and writing this thing. I'm going nuts. Yeah. So unfortunately, Lady Pieces has been kind of like inactive for some time.
Okay. But it's still up there. And if people want to read funny pieces, they can.
Exactly. Yeah. And who knows? Cool. I'm like, maybe I'll get, I'll be like, let's revisit 2.0. Yeah.
I mean, that's been me with this podcast too. Like I've been running it since the tail end of 2021 and I think you're episode 54. So by other podcast standards, I'm pretty fucking bad. but it's just an extra thing that I like to do. And it's fun to meet writers. We wouldn't be talking probably right now if I didn't have this podcast. And I think that for most of my guests, even though I could probably reach out to most people and say, hey, let's Zoom, but this is a cool excuse. And yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. It's just fun to do. But anyway, let's hop into you, though. Let me go to these questions. Okay, so we talked a little bit about, you come from working in an ER and writing this blog. And then luckily, things have progressed to where you're a staff writer. But like, take me back through that story. Where did this all start? Where did you say, I think I want to be a screenwriter?
Yeah, so I think I was a really energetic child and my parents didn't know what to do with me. I craved attention. So they put me into theater, which fantastic. Yes. And I always loved it, but I liked acting, but I liked the coming up with stuff.
Mhm.
And we would do a lot of our own stuff in that theater. Excuse me. And then I kind of like, I graduated high school and then, I went to Hollywood High, which offered a screenwriting class. So I took that. That was with this teacher, Mr. Carmichael, who was great. And that's kind of where I learned how to use Final Draft and read Save the Cat and all that stuff. But, it was this thing of like, it seemed like a really lofty goal. And like, my mom's been a nanny my whole life, and she was around a lot of like really fancy screenwriter types and like Bel Air and all of that. And I was like, yeah, that's not my life.
Yeah.
So since I was the first to go to college, I was just like, I don't know, I'll be a doctor and make a ton of money. So yeah, I studied biology, but I just couldn't get away from this like wanting to make shit. So I did stand up, I would dabble in sketch and then stop and then add a screenwriting class to my calendar and then take it off. Like it was very push and pull. And then when I graduated, I just started this humor blog for fun. Started working in the emergency room and just kind of did both, but I never expected the blog to kind of blow up the way that it did. And this was, back in like 2015 when people read blogs and that was like a thing.
Right.
Yeah. And you could tweet something funny and get an overall deal. Like it was the golden age.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So from that, I ended up meeting some writers at Dreamworks, and they were kind of like, there's like assistant positions. You can always like try to interview for that. And like one of us has a show starting up simply because they liked my writing online, which is insane.
Yeah.
And then, that's kind of how I got my foot in the door and decided to leave the emergency room and then worked my way up. That is so
cool. Love that. And also, too, just a side note, as a lifelong skateboarder, Hollywood High is a very famous skate spot.
Oh, my gosh, I know.
Yeah, you guys probably saw a lot of skateboarding there. It's weird, though, like, truly, though, as someone who, like, I've been in skateboarding my whole life, that spot is definitely a top 3 iconic all-time spot. Like, if you have a trick, you take it to Hollywood High, the 16 in the front, and then there's a 12-stair.
Near the auditorium. Well, it's also really historical because I made out a lot there too. So they should put a plaque there for me.
Yeah. So there's skate videos that showcase that. Maybe we need to make a makeout compilation. Like
you'll just see me in the back.
Yeah. There you go.
Being like, no, I can't do this. I'm an honor student. Enough.
No, skater boy.
No.
Yeah, that's perfect.
We see people skateboarding. Sometimes we'll drive by and like that was my In and Out. Love that In and Out. Ate so many French fries.
Yeah, nice.
And you always see people skateboarding.
That's on my Hollywood wish list. Actually, I've never been to LA, and I am going to eat at In and Out someday.
Yes,
can't wait.
Animal style fries.
I've heard. Yeah, so I've heard. For sure. I'm gonna give that a shot. But cool. And then so when you were working in the ER, I'm sorry, what was your title?
So I was a scribe. So I studied human biology at USC, and then I worked in, this makes it sound fancier than it was, but I was a data collector for cancer research, which was nice. And originally I was like, maybe I'll do research, but I was like, I craved adrenaline. So I started volunteering at LA County Hospital. And that was a really cool experience, that emergency room. So then when I graduated, I was like, I just need to get back in an ER and take a couple years between undergrad and med school or PA school and work in an emergency room. So I became a scribe, which is like a note taker pretty much. You kind of just follow around the doctor and go to all the traumas and stuff and have your little laptop and take all the notes. And it was,
it's almost like a writer's assistant or something.
Basically. Pretty much. It was incredible and I miss it sometimes, but all the red tape was I was like, and literally every doctor was like, if you can picture yourself doing something beside healthcare, don't do it. So when I was debating whether or not to leave,
that was it. Yeah. Isn't that what people at the top of their field in every fucking field, it seems, say? Because, writers say the same, filmmakers say the same. If you can do anything else and be happy, you should go do that. That's funny to hear that a doctor said it. But no, I ask because I'm just fascinated by that. That's a very important job. And then also, has that made like any kind of like, ER trauma stuff? Has it made its way into any of your writing?
Yeah, I think so. My first sample that kind of helped get me a rep, or I should say my first polished sample was called First Responders. And it was kind of like the opposite of what I did, where like this office worker experiences something exciting and is like, I'm going to become a paramedic. So it's like a little different.
Yeah.
But she's doing it for the wrong reasons and stuff. So it's kind of like set around healthcare, but it's more her journey of being Delulu, pretty much.
Perfect. That's cool though, because it's not your typical procedural.
Yeah, for sure. I think
like
I wanted
a new
it to
spin
be more
on it.
Exactly, and more like workplace comedy vibes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in my heart, I'm like, I do wish I could write on something like St. Dennis Medical or something. I think that would be perfect. And I think now a lot of my healthcare knowledge is outdated and very out of my
the technology is
brain.
changing so fast, I bet.
Yeah, but it was still a really special experience. And I think more than anything, it impacted my day-to-day life because I'm like, life is really chaotic and anything can happen at any moment. Literally YOLO, like literally, you pretty much only get the one.
Totally.
So, go big is my
absolutely.
my lesson I learned.
I'm the same way. Like literally, it doesn't matter if someone's like, I want to, make things out of clay. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Go do that. Like, I'm the same way. Big champion of like, just go fucking do whatever makes you happy. Life is way too hard. And you can go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you can have this cool, fancy career that's this big, important job and still die unhappy. So like, just do what makes you happy.
Exactly. Yeah. I was very like cautious planner before, like elder daughter, child of immigrants, blah, blah, blah. Sure. And that job kind of, did teach me like you can plan and plan and plan and still get creamed by a car like tomorrow. So
man,
do what you want to do.
I know sometimes you hear these tragic stories that are just like, why that person? And it happens. And I was going to say too, a workplace comedy in an ER or a hospital would be funny. And I was trying to think of one, and the only one I can think of is Children's Hospital. Remember that on Adult Swim?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I think St. Dennis is doing a really good job. There's obviously Scrubs.
I haven't seen that. Oh, it's fucking funny. Scrubs. I'm sorry.
Scrubs
I'm
is hilarious. No, you're good.
Yeah, Scrubs is amazing and just made a reboot, right? They're back now.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
awesome,
really good.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I was rooting for them. They were one of the great sitcoms for sure.
Yeah, and also like you could tell that they had doctors consulting on it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that. And Malcolm in the Middle is back. It's like, what year is this again?
I know, right?
I love it.
IP everywhere.
Honestly, yeah, it is. There's a part of me that's like, are we really doing that? But then a part of me that's like, with those shows, when you love the characters so much, you're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Bring them back. But yeah, cool. Okay, so maybe we touched on this a bit, but how would you describe your brand? Every writer loves that.
Ooh. Yeah. I used to not think about this, and then I forget who it was. Someone on some podcast, I think it was Untitled Female Driven Podcast, said that like as a writer, you are a small business within yourself. And I was like, oh shit, I'm a business. I need to figure out the direction of my business. So now I have a brand.
Nice.
Yeah, like a focus. I would say flawed underdogs who are thrown into like chaotic, funny situations. Like that seems to be the through line, whether it's, kids animation or live action or whatever. Yeah, just make the underdogs go through it, make it as chaotic and funny as possible.
Yeah, I love that. I did notice chaotic, I think, came up a couple times between your website and your bio. And this is just an aside, but I noticed that you grew up loving Strangers with Candy. Me too. And we're not everywhere. Like there's not that many people you meet. And I fucking love that. Brain Candy, the movie. Like I haven't seen it in so long. I've been actually wanting to watch it again. But it's such a great group.
I have a little thing of Jerry Blank. I don't know if you can see her
Oh.
next to my desk. My muse.
Amazing. I love that. Okay, cool. And this kind of rolls right into the next question. What are 3 films or TV shows that inspired you or influenced you as a screenwriter? And if you want, you can do both, movies and TV, or you can just stick to one.
Yeah.
Or you can mix them and just do 3. I don't really care. I care about your answer, but I don't care about the rules.
I mean, definitely Strangers with Candy. I remember we had just gotten Comedy Central and I was like barely in middle school. Yeah. And I was like, that's my brain. Like, this is making me laugh, but it's also like, if I was a funny person as a kid, like, this is what I would want to make. And it just made me into a huge comedy nerd and all that stuff. So definitely that. Yeah. I think the movie Mother by Bong Joon-ho, I saw that when I was like between high school and college. That shit was crazy, first off. But also, I think I wasn't really that familiar with the culture, but the way that it just drops you in and you immediately know like what's going on and like what the dynamics are and like what this culture is. I thought that was a really, like, the way I felt so immersed in that movie. I was like, wow, that's how I want to immerse people. Yeah. And I don't want to have to like spoon feed people anything cultural that I'm adding into my stuff. I want it to just be and exist.
Yeah, and it's up to them to take note of it and realize the world that they're in that movie. Yeah, fuck, I call myself a Bong Joon-ho fan. I haven't seen that, so
oh my god, you need to watch Mother. It came out in 2009. It's
sick.
Oh god.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I don't even remember how I watched
every time I watch a Bong Joon-ho movie, I love it. So yeah, I'm stoked. For sure.
I think literally the way that I saw it is that Brian, my now fiance, and I had just started dating, and he's Korean American, and I think my mom was trying to bond with me, so she's like, "Hey, I picked up this Korean movie."
Oh, that's funny, and it was Mother by Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, she was like, "I saw this movie; it's Korean." Yeah, she's like, "Your boyfriend's Korean. Let's do it." And we were both like, "Holy shit!" After we watched it.
Yeah, I just said this on, I guess it was 2 episodes ago, but we were talking about Korean films and just like, man, they are killing it over there. Like,
I need to watch No Other Choice. They're so good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. I need to watch it. Obviously, Parasite was masterful. Like Train to Busan, all that stuff.
Yeah, Train to Busan's my favorite zombie movie. I'm a big horror guy, and and I've seen so many zombie movies. That one is way above second place. Like they really got it right of scary, but story. Tell a story, a rich story. And man, and also too, the first zombie movie I think ever, probably that's made me cry my fucking eyes out. Like, it's so good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's fantastic.
And you have 1 more or 4 more, however you want to look.
I would say, like, if I had to pick a third, Problemista by Julio Torres, because that was, as someone, Salvadoran. Yeah. I was just like, this is so good. It's the visuals. I feel like it made me want to be more visual in my writing because I'm very like dialogue-y. That's kind of where, crack all the jokes and all that stuff. But I'm like, oh my God, there's so much cool shit that you can do with like visuals.
Yeah, that was that last year or 2 years ago? I remember the trailer and it looked bizarro too, like in a great way, but I need to see that too.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love Julio. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All good picks. I love that. I love that your second pick has like this connection to your soon to be husband. That always makes a movie special.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also, he's a huge Parasite head.
Okay.
And I'm like, I think, well, I'm not going to say that Mother is better than Parasite, but he also hasn't seen Mother. And I'm like, people of the world
so
need
you
to watch
watched
Mother.
It without him. Your mom you're dating this guy. Let's bring this. Oh, okay. That's adorable.
Yeah. My mom was just like, hey, I don't know, you're dating a Korean guy. Do you want to watch a Korean movie? And I was like 16 and I was like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
that's funny.
No, he's Bong Joon-ho is amazing.
Yeah.
This is kind of also making it sound like Bong Joon-ho is my fiance. He's not.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that's what we were saying this entire time.
No.
I was like, you still have money troubles? No, I'm just kidding.
Sadly, I have about like 8 weeks to make that happen. But
yeah, you know what? It's okay if that ship sailed. That's okay.
Damn.
But no, I do love Bong Joon-ho. Just like also fascinating person. I love seeing him in the world, just being him. Like when he was at the Oscars and made his Oscars kiss, all-time moment. Probably the best moment ever at the Oscars.
Absolutely.
What did you say?
He's so whimsical, like whimsy. He's like silly.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like you can tell he takes his art really seriously, but he doesn't take himself too seriously. And I think that's very important.
It's the best artist, the best kind of artist. Like fucking, I feel like David Bowie was that way when I would hear him talking to it. He would shit on himself all the time, but also just like not maybe giving himself credit for being like the visionary artist that he was. But yeah, I love people like that. Okay. So we talked about you being repped by, and also too, your manager is Tuan Dang, who I in 2020, before this, I told you before recording, in 2021, I had a little heat from placing in the nickel, and it's where I did land my manager, Jared Murray, at Epicenter. But I had a meeting with Tuan Dang, and it was a really great meeting. But at the time he was at Gotham Group. And then I think he went to like APA and I know he was repping you when it was IAG. He was at IAG, and now is this his own company, Sweater Management?
I'm pretty sure it's his.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's his.
Yeah. And but anyway, yeah, so that is your manager. And how many scripts do you think you'd written by the time that you got represented?
I'd written a couple shitty ones in high school, but that was kind of like, learning exercise. Never shared those with anyone. So when I became a PA at Dreamworks, they offered all of these classes, and some of them were screenwriting classes. So I immediately was like, I'll take every single one, right? So through those, I think I generated 1 or 2 samples. And then one of those samples helped me get writer's assistant / script coordinator, because usually they combine them in animation, on this show, Archibald's Next Big Thing. And then Archibald gave me a freelance. So when I met Tuan, I had just done that one freelance. That was like my official writing credit. And then I had like 2 writing samples, I think, that were my original thing. And we met because this was like COVID and it was 2020. And I think there was a lot of like, read Latina writers, read female writers, read all of this, read everyone. And that's how he and I ended up connecting.
Nice.
And yeah, I think because I met with other people, I liked his transparency. And I think we just kind of spoke the same language comedically, which was important
Very
to
important.
me. So yeah, I've just been with him for a long time and it's fun.
Yeah. I agree that's such an important thing. When I got my manager, the thing he connected with was it wasn't so much, hey, you have nickel heat and this is great. It was he's from Alabama, small town. I'm from Missouri, not small town, but Missouri, Midwest. And my screenwriting has that Midwestern flavor. And he was like, I just, you don't see movies like this getting made enough. And me coming from where I come from, I'm a supporter of that. I would love to work with you. So like, it really is that kind of shit, like it's not so much like, oh, you're going to be the next huge thing. I have to get, sometimes it's just, you guys speak the same language. And like, that's a really important thing in that manager writer collaboration.
For sure. Yeah. And there's been, like I did have conversations with other people, because then there was the question of, okay, I have a manager. Do I also want to have an agent?
Right.
Or during that, period when he was an agent, do I want to have a manager? Like all this stuff.
Sure.
And I just had conversations sometimes where it was like, I think because I had so much animation writing experience, they were like, you should just stay here. And if I expressed any ambitions about wanting to do live action, they were like, listen, it's not going to happen. Let's just keep you in animation. And I was like, no, I need somebody that believes that we can do it. Yep. Like, I just need to generate the writing and the ideas and stuff, and then they can make those meetings happen. Because, everything's made up. There are no rules. Don't tell me that you can't do both, because there's plenty of people doing both. Yeah.
1,000,000%. Yeah, that's how I am as well. I have started in dramedy, That's kind of my space right now. But I also, I would love to do just hard comedy, and I would love to do horror. I'm a big horror guy. So like I kind of have a dream of one day doing like a Jordan Peele turn and going from the funny stuff to horror. But like I agree though, it's like no rules, and like I don't know. I'm like, and I'm speaking as you and me and all of us, like, we're creative people. We don't have to be this one fucking thing. And especially, I think yours is even more significant. The jump from animation to live action is still just story. I don't know. It's like, do you guys like money? Do you want to, you know what I mean? Like, shouldn't that the whole thing?
I know, right?
But anyway, no, that's cool. And then also too, real quick, how did at all your working relationship change when Twan went from a manager to an agent?
I think he kind of spiritually was always a manager to me, at least, I think.
Yeah.
It honestly, him, I don't mean this in a shady way, but I think when he was an agent, I didn't really feel it so much because I had been staffed and I was in this deal for like a while. So it kind of just happened during that period for me where I was like, oh, okay, now we're back. Like I didn't really it didn't really change my life too much. But another thing I like about our relationship is he always has the door open for me. So I'm just like, oh, okay, that it didn't feel like that went away.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Yeah, that is unique though, to be like, I'm working. So,
back then,
I'm not sure what you're up
nice.
to. Yeah, exactly.
What a nice life that was for me.
And I say that too, just for listeners, maybe people, some people who listen to the show are just getting started. And there's this difference between managers and agents, supposedly, where managers are a little bit more like your career coach, and they're there with you every step of the way, and they're reading material and giving you feedback and all these things. I've never had an agent. But from what I've heard, it's like, they kind of come in when the thing is ready to sell and they help with the deal, but you don't really just call them out of the blue and say, hey, I finished a new spec feature. Will you take a look and give me your thoughts? That's my understanding of it. So just wanted that clarity of like, did the relationship change? But I guess, if you're already working, then, he almost did the agent job as well of just getting you staffed.
Well, I also, because I didn't go to film school and all this, I feel like there's all this stuff that I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I went to film school. I think we know the same. Trust me. Like it didn't do a lot of career stuff. It was very the basics.
Oh, got it. But
at least I don't know my film school.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, maybe deep down he was like, stop texting me. You know what I mean? Like if I was reaching out to him being like, hey, I finished a sample. Like, do you want to read it?
Yeah. I think that about my reps a lot. I think we all have that feeling. Where they're just like, shut up. But for us, this is our whole world, and we're also insecure creatures, most of us artists. So we're like, do you like this? Is this good? Is it bad? Should I stop? Should I quit writing? But yeah. That's the space that I live in. Cool. Okay. So you took a few scripts, and this is also for newer people that it can be anything. Some people say you better have 10 scripts by the time that you meet with a manager. That's bullshit. I had 2 features and I got really lucky but they were also very polished. I was working on those a long time, but then whenever they did okay in the nickel, all of a sudden I get this meeting and I had that insecurity going into it of, dude, I don't know if I'm ready by like the standard that I read on Twitter, which also be careful with what you read on the internet about this career. Everyone's is different, but that's not the case. Like there are people who literally have their first, oh my gosh, her name is escaping me now. During the Twitter time, she was a well-known story. God, I feel so bad that I'm forgetting her name, but she wrote a TV pilot, her own original thing, went into a Coverfly pitch meeting that Coverfly got for her, and she got staffed out of the meeting like immediately. And it was her first thing ever. And it was a show on Hulu. Man, I wish I could recall this right off the top of my head, but I can't. Maybe I'll put an edit into the podcast later. But
was it Kyra?
But anyway, yeah. Kira.
Kira. This is what the problem with only knowing people online.
Exactly. You don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, but Kira Jones, and she got staffed on a Hulu show. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, like that's just one story, where like literally your first thing, it fucking happened for you. So don't believe what people say about you have to have this and that and this. It's good to have multiple scripts for sure. Don't not write, but it can happen at any time to anyone. So that's more what I'm saying. I guess let's get into you as a writer. Ellie, when you sit down to write, everyone's writing routine is unique. What is it usually like for you? Like, are you a daytime writer, a nighttime writer? Do you have a drink? Do you have caffeine? What is it like for you usually? Home, coffee shop?
I used to. So it's like, I think it's adjusted to different eras of my life.
Yeah.
So like when I was, working in the hospital and living at home with my parents, it had to be coffee shop because otherwise I was not going to get a moment to do it.
Sure. Right.
And then when I started as an assistant and stuff at Dreamworks, then it was more at night kind of and on the weekends. And then when COVID happened, that's when it was just kind of around the clock because I just gotten repped. So I was like, I just need to generate as much as I can right now.
Yes.
And say yes to everything. So then I like started doing all these freelances and got staffed and blah, blah, blah. I usually will have coffee and water. Sometimes I'll have a little wine at night and like to write, but I really only do that if it's
scandalous.
I know, ooh, a little Chardonnay. But I'll really only do that if the product, if the product, oh my God, kill me. If the project is almost done and I'm editing.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that when I'm writing, or then I like make cuts that then later I'm like, why did I cut that? So I'm like,
right.
But then, so after Ninja Turtles wrapped, I had all of this free time and all my freelances just kind of stopped around the same time. So that was my first like, oh, I can actually establish a routine. And yeah, more mornings. I prefer the morning, I think. But now, I'm working part-time. So I'm just kind of back to writing whenever I can squeeze it in.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it. I like having a time constraint. I feel like when I have too much freedom or I'm like unemployed or something, I just start spinning out. And end up procrastinating and stuff. Yeah.
I know. Keeping the focus and keeping the motivation and drive for the long haul is such an under-discussed thing, I think, like with writers. And right now I'm having a great moment with it. I'm feeling really good, but I'm like, I'm forcing myself and bullying myself every day. And that's kind of what you have to do. But like, I've definitely had lulls. From 24 and 25, I wasn't as productive as I wish I was. But you go through it. And then like, with getting a part-time job, I'm sure you do too. I have multiple friends who have sold things for a lot of money, and then some years later they got a job again. So that's the name of the career. It's probably going to happen to me too, if I'm lucky enough to make a lot of money one day. I don't know, we'll see. But it's just a day job might always be looming around the corner. But okay, cool. So now we know kind of when you write, how you write. What is your process? Like, let's say you have a brand new idea and you just thought of it. You're like, oh, maybe that's a thing. What is the first thing that you do? Like, do you jot down some notes on like just a Word doc? Do you think of a title? Do you think of a log line? I'm a psycho. I do log line first. Everyone thinks I'm insane. But what is it like for you? And also, do you outline? Do you just jump into pages?
I used to jump in before I actually, got staffed and stuff and was like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, TV will change that for sure.
Yeah. Now I'm an outline girl. If I just got an idea, like right now, the first thing I would do is go to my notes app on my phone. That's usually where I have like my brain dump and stuff. And then it's kind of a log line. I feel like usually I get my ideas and like this is a character and this happens to them. So like, let me just write that down.
Yep.
And then I do a little mental check with myself of like, is this too similar? Like first let me Google and make sure this is my idea and I didn't just like drive by a billboard and accidentally.
Good way to save a lot of time by doing that. Yep.
Yep. And then I'm like, okay, who do I want this character to be? How is she different from my other characters or he? And like something I've started doing lately is, what am I trying to say with this? Because I got asked in a meeting once, like, oh yeah, like what was your goal? Like, what were you trying to say? And I kind of like bullshit something about an old sample.
Yeah.
But I'm like, like, what am I, even if this is like a funny, silly thing, what am I saying with it?
Yeah.
So that's been helpful too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just outlining.
Nice. Yeah. Theme is something that I've been thinking about more and more lately. And I love thinking of it now as what is the central dramatic question or argument of this thing? So I used to think of theme as like, well, the theme is family, but now it's more like, families cannot be close when everyone flees the nest. And then it's like, and that's your thesis now. And then your job as the writer is to push an antithesis at that the whole time, stealing this from a script notes episode. But it really resonated with me. And I repeat it just in case anyone would like to hear that. Because theme it's always been a really confusing thing to me, because it's like, the theme could be, brothers, or whatever, sisters. But I do love getting even more like granular and specific and being like, well, what about that? I don't know. I really like thinking of it that way. But cool. Yeah. And we're very similar in the sense that we sort of do a log line, because I meet some people who are just like, I just think of a character and then I just start thinking about that character all the time and building up a character. And it's a lot less about what is the plot going to be. And for me, I usually think in plot, and character comes after.
For sure. I tend to think of, like a character, a plot, and then how are they reacting to this thing?
Yeah.
And how they react to it, how they deal with it, and what actions they take. Then I start fleshing out the character of like, okay, who is this person?
Yep.
And and then sometimes if I think of funny ideas, funny dialogue or whatever, I'll just quickly jot that down into the notes app. But usually the next step is outline.
Me too. I even started doing it at the bottom of the draft, like in fade in, where I'm writing. I write it down there because if I put it in my whole Word doc, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to forget about it. So a lot of time I have like 4, 5, 6, 7 footnotes at the bottom of like, oh, this should happen at some point. This line should happen. And then if nothing else, like at the end of every session, I kind of just look through and I'm like, is this a good moment to insert that? Or I don't know. Everyone writing is such a singular thing. And sometimes you hear other people's processes and you're like, that would never work for me. But we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah. I think when people, all power to them, but I envy when they're like, oh yeah, I wrote 6 new samples this year and I do what, like, my brain just, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Too much output.
I need to take my time. I think I'm guilty of editing as I write, which takes me longer, but then ultimately it like helps me, during the editing stage.
Same. Yeah. I've been battling with that because that's the writer I've always been. But lately I've been like putting like a weekly page count on my, my goal. And it's been helping, but I will say like sometimes I feel like I'm rushing it. I don't know. It's funny. I've been writing for a long time now. I'm still trying to figure out how do I do this efficiently, the most efficient that I can do it. And I feel like that's going to be a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. On average, if you're writing a spec, let's say, well, first, do you write features?
I have started to.
Okay.
But I'm very new at it. Okay, so I'm like learning and studying and doing all that stuff and reading all the good ones. But I'm like noodling with it. But usually my instinct is TV, half-hour TV.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm noodling with TV now.
Oh wow!
But I'm a feature guy. Cool. It's just I feel like it's good to have both skills.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. So let's talk about like a 30-minute pilot. How long do you think it takes you from you're like, oh, that's an idea, let me start this Word doc and just start dumping stuff until you have a completed first draft? And not a perfect first draft, just a completed first draft. How long does that usually take you for a 30-minute pilot?
It depends how much time I have logistically, I would say.
Fair.
With Dream Girl, I think Dream Girl was my fastest one. I did that last year. For a first draft, it was like a month or 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay,
and that's only because I kept editing it. But that's one where I almost immediately jumped into writing it from the outline because I was like, it just came to me. I was like, I know exactly what I want to do with this pilot.
Yep.
But then my first draft, it was so fun. But that first draft, I then got notes on, sent it to friends, whatever. And then that process took a bit longer. And then I would say it like 70% changed.
Wow.
The character stayed the same, but a lot of the plot changed. So it was almost a page one rewrite.
I was going to say that's significant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But I love that too. That feeling of like, oh shit, I know what this is. I feel like it's such an important moment that you have to jump on it. Like while the momentum is strong, I've had it happen where I kind of rested on it and the passion went away. So that's another thing. Writing momentum as a writer, when you're your own boss, you know, it's so important to follow that and try to be disciplined. Okay, cool. So like 4 to 6 weeks, and it's kind of a fleshed out thing. I mean, you know, you edit it as you went. So when you have that draft done, then what? Is it, you know, put it away for a little bit and then do a self edit? Do you send to your manager? Do you send to peers to get reads and notes? What do you usually do when a draft's done?
I'll put it away for like a few days, not more than a week, because I usually can't stop myself, and then I'll read it with fresh eyes. And usually at that point, it's just punch ups, unless there's something that's really bothering me. And then I think recently I've been better about like, okay, I'm really stuck on Act 2, but I don't know what to do. So let me just send this. I have a friend who's really good at like plot stuff, or I always love their pacing. So I'll send it to them. Or maybe, I feel like my dialogue's kind of punchy. I'll send it to my friend who I know is really good at dialogue. Like we formed a little like Avengers team of like, where I think sometimes when people need joke punch ups, they're like, oh, I'll reach out to Ellie because she does jokes, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll reassess. And then usually this is the point where I'll edit it a little bit and send it to Tuan. And he usually has a good way of like kind of sensing what I was trying to execute and being like, oh, what if we, you know, it's more like this. But sometimes I won't take, you know, you don't take every note that you're given.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think the editing process, it's pretty linear for me. The hardest part is writing first draft. For sure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Once you have the thing and it's in your hands, it's so much easier to mold it at that point. But yeah, it's getting up to the top of that mountain that's tough. And you said one important thing too that I want to reiterate for writers who are maybe earlier in their journey. You don't have to take every note. Take what you agree with. One rule that I have though is if 2 or more readers say the same exact thing, it's at least worth looking at. But if 3, 4, 5 people say it's a problem, whether you agree or not, you should change it because it's just not working. It sucks sometimes, but like I do think that's the truth. Even if you think it's brilliant, if it's not registering, then take a serious look at it. But okay, cool. And I love that process. You know, let's get away from writing. What are some hobbies that Ellie has? I know you came up doing improv and performance. Is that still a thing?
Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
I think when I started working a lot, I kind of burned myself out on creative output where I was like, if I'm staffed and I'm coming up with all this stuff and, you know, animation can be a little crunchy sometimes with when scripts are due. So I'm like trying to write all these scripts, which, you know, good problem to have, but like, I don't have that much time. And then I'm going and I'm doing stand-up. I can't.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So I think like 2024 was for me the year of like self-care and like, okay, I'm going to take my fitness more seriously and like cooking more seriously and go see the sun, go walk around, nurture my relationships with my family and friends. Right.
Yeah.
So I think now in terms of hobbies, like I have gotten really into cooking. I like doing like embroidery and cross stitch and stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know if this counts as a hobby or this makes me sound insane, but I love cleaning. Like I just like being like, I'm gonna clean this part of my home. To me, that's my hobby. Turn on some music, light a candle, and just like clean out the pantry.
Yeah.
So that's my really sad hobby.
Yeah, no, that counts. That totally counts. Also, that's great. That's a productive hobby. I wish I had one of those. Like cleaning for me sucks. But yeah, I've known people who, yeah, it's like a therapeutic thing. And I'm like, dude, if I could have one thing that I don't have, a skill or just naturally gravitating towards something, I wish it was cleaning. I just for me, it's always a chore.
I get psychological about it because I'm just like, am I like cooking and cleaning and Little Miss Tradwife right now? And like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this shit. And then I like make it into a thing and get mad about it. And then I've been learning really slowly, learning Korean. So that I can talk to my in-laws and stuff. And yeah, I know the alphabet now. And
nice. That's awesome.
It's great. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I have not yet learned a second language. And then I would imagine you're fluent in Spanish.
Oh yeah, that one's easy.
Yeah. If it was in your if it was in your bio, I'm sure that you're fluent. Cool, that's awesome. And then yeah, totally. I hear you. Like doing stand-up or performance at the end of your long day of using your brain all day. There's no worse thing than being under a hot light in front of people and being like, I am so exhausted. I can't even think right now. Yeah. I've done that with improv. And when I made my first short film in film school, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I scheduled a 10-page script to be filmed in 10 hours, which is completely dumb, never going to get done. But we went for it and we tried. I was also my own DP on a little Sony camera. I had no fucking clue how movies were made. I had no clue. But the best part, my lead actor, I was in a sketch group with, and we had our 10-hour day wrap, take all the gear back to school, and then we had to go play a sketch show at 10 p.m. that night. We started our day at like 9 a.m., I think. And it was a hard one to get through. That was a rough show. Because an improv, even worse, like, not saying that, either one is harder than the other or whatever. Stand up is difficult, but at least stand up, you have your game plan and you know your bits and you know what works. And if you're having a bad day, you can kind of just go with the hits, maybe. Yeah. For improv, we did some sketch and then we always do 30 minutes of improv to end the show. And that improv set was fucking rough. Like I could just feel that my brain was completely absent. It's hard. And just speaking to another improviser, I know you know.
Yeah, improv's always been harder for me because I don't like it's so much fun and I love watching improv, but uncertainty for me is hard. And when it's a team, it's like one person's having an off day or I'm having an off day. I'm just like, oh, I'm stressed out and this isn't fun if I'm stressed out. I'll just go do 5 minutes of dick jokes or something and that's easy.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that. I always wanted to get more into stand-up. I've done it once as part of a sketch show, so it almost doesn't count. But I did do 5 minutes. But nice. I don't call myself a stand-up. But yeah, it's like, yeah, improv is just the name of the game is uncertainty. So you got to be like so willing to just hand yourself over. And if you're not like in a good headspace or whatever it might be that day, it can be pretty brutal. That said, everyone sign up for an improv class.
Yeah, it's so much fun. You meet so many cool people.
You really do. No, there's so many good things. I was realizing I was giving the worst pitch to go take an improv class. So yeah, it's just really hard and stressful and uncertain. And no, it's actually so much fun. And that's a thing I can sense it in you too, is like this need to just be silly, like just go let it out. And that's a big thing for me. I've had that for a long time. So that was the best part for me is like, okay, I'm just going to go fuck around for 2 hours or an hour, like improv practice or whatever. Just have a good time. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to pick one of your writing children. Of all the scripts that you've written, which one is your favorite and why?
the script of life. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish
Dream
you were
Girl.
serious.
Right.
Okay.
My
Dream
beautiful
Girl?
life. I would say Dream Girl because so first responders will always hold a special place in my heart,
Yeah.
and then all the ones in between.
I was going to say real quick, do you mind giving us a log line?
Oh yeah, so Dream Girl. Oh my god, I don't even remember. Like wait,
just describe it. It doesn't have to be a 2-sentence, 1-sentence thing. Just describe it.
So it's this woman B who's feeling really aimless in life, but the one thing that she has is her fiance. But then he does something really shitty.
Uh-oh.
You cannot guess what he does. It's not.
Okay.
It's like you kind of wish that he cheated.
Yeah. Okay, love that.
But he doesn't like know how nuts she is. Mm-hmm. So she's like, oh, bet that's how it is. Okay, I'm gonna fuck your dad then. So then the whole conceit is like her plotting revenge, but it's not so much about a woman scorned. It's more about her relationship with her mom and her sister and how these different versions of like women deal with something like this.
Yeah.
And I thought of it because I wanted to do something about like, this is not a good logline, by the way. If you're ever pitching, don't do it the way I'm doing it because I'm all over the place. But,
it's good.
It's like with last year with all of the stuff about like body positivity and like kind of, going up and going down and like existing as a plus size woman all my life. I was just like, I want to say something about being a plus size woman who is body positive, but it almost feels like a performance sometimes because your interior dialogue might be different. So then, okay, how do I do? So then this is the character. And then what situation can I put her in? Like I had an ex a million years ago do something similar. So I was like, ooh, that could be funny. But let's up the stakes. Let's make her be engaged to this guy. And then let's make her career be in the toilet and like blah, 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 blah. And like,
of course,
what's the craziest thing she can do? Yeah. But I think the reason it's my favorite is because I think it captures my voice the best. Mm-hmm. And I think it is the most polished. Like I can feel the years of experience that I have now writing when I read it.
Nice. So, yeah. I love that. That actually sounds really good. I would love to read that.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love to send it. I promise it's better than this little. I'm just like, I always struggle with the whole elevator pitch thing because I'm like, it's this, but it's also this, but it's a little bit of that, but it's not this. And I'm like, Ellie, just.
Yeah, no, you're in the comfort of screenwriters, so you're okay. Trust me. Everyone listening to this is like, yeah, I know, me too. Because I know I am. Like, and the idea too of an elevator pitch, a literal elevator pitch, is so terrifying. Like catching me off guard, and then I'm gonna be like performative, like a sale. Like I don't know. There's something weird about that too. I'd rather just talk to the person. I don't know. Maybe that's old Hollywood. That's how. Well, I don't know. There are opportunists out there for sure who would immediately be like, "Hey, so I have this thing." It's like, I don't know you. You know what I mean? Just like talk to me about
experienced it.
Literally anything else. Oh yeah. Wait, which side were you on? Were you the pitcher?
No, I think I went to this mixer thing and then I was like very just kind of, wallflower, like hugging my little cider, like whatever. And then
that's how I am at those.
Yeah, right. And then I think someone mentioned something and it was just at the time, this makes me sound like such an asshole, but like I was writing a lot and I guess someone thought that me being at a studio meant that I could get them a job at that studio.
Yep, totally. I can see that.
And I was like, I'm the lowest level writer, but it was it was one of those things where then you're just the whole night they're like, what about this? What about that? And it's like, buddy, I can't get anything made.
Right, exactly. What makes you? I'm trying to keep a job. That's all I'm trying to do is not get fired.
But like, you want to be kind and you get it and all this stuff. And
probably a little imposter syndrome too, huh? Being on the other side of that conversation and being like, "Are you talking to someone else? Are you talking to me?"
Honestly,
maybe not. Maybe you were really studio girl.
Well, I feel like imposter syndrome is hard I think this is because my parents were way too enabling of me as a child, but like I think my form of imposter syndrome is more like I know that I'm talented and I don't know how easy it's going to be for me to get into these spaces or be taken seriously in these spaces. So it kind of more is like an outward of like I need to really be on my shit and not give people a reason to not take me seriously, because there's already all of these reasons that they might not be taking me seriously. Like me maybe being not experienced in that medium, or being a woman, being Latina, not like all this stuff, right? So then I'm like, I feel like I lead more with like, I'm awesome. Like, and it doesn't, which I think it's a good quality to have, but I do have to, I think maturing has been finding the balance between like confidence and arrogance. And I like to be more confident, but I'm like, I should never be arrogant.
Well, you also too, I actually love that. And I think that is like, I think women have to maybe be that way a little more than men do, of like, just, you have to exude confidence to be taken serious, but then also you do seem completely self-aware. So it's not like this thing where you're just like a dickhead.
No, I always I think too, I've been underestimated sometimes. Because I tend to be, bubbly and silly and like la 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 and try to be nice to everyone. And then it's like, oh, she can't play ball. And then usually what ends up happening is in some comedy room, I'll make some joke and it's like, what? Ellie made that joke? And then from there, it's fine. And I'm like, I'm not Mother Teresa just because I smiled at the PA. Like, it's not.
Right.
But anyway,
like, oh,
sorry.
I play ball. All right. No, that makes total sense. I love that. Okay, cool. So it is Dream Girl. Sounds amazing. You wrote that last year?
Yes. And then I got to pitch it a couple places, which was really cool. Yeah. Really awesome. And that helped me get live action meetings that I was not getting before. So that's also why I love Dream Girl. Oh,
okay. Awesome. So that is the script that allowed that to happen. Cool. Love that for you. I hope it happens. That'd be sick. And then Ellie, we have reached the end. We have reached the final question.
Oh my God.
It's almost over, which we're a little over an hour in. This is good. Okay, so what are a few words of advice you would give to your fellow screenwriters, but especially to those just getting started?
I feel like a lot of people say this, but definitely make friends with other aspiring writers. Like those friends I was talking about earlier who I'm like, oh yeah, they're really good at this. They're really good at that. Like those are people that I met when we were all assistants, right? Or all coming up in different ways. And now it's like, this person's a story editor here, a head writer there, or they're developing this. Like you just never know. And also it's just nice to have friends and stuff. Try not to take it too personally when like, because this happened to me when I was a script coordinator. Like it felt like everyone was getting staffed except me. And it's, so much of it is out of your control. Like you cannot even fathom how much of it is out of your control. Like, yeah, you do need to be talented and you do need to be prepared and have good samples and stuff. But ultimately, like so much of it comes down to timing and luck. So, try not to get too down on yourself, but do also let yourself be sad because it does suck sometimes. I have so many different pieces of advice. Don't get too sad if you don't get certain like labs or fellowships and stuff, because sometimes that stuff is harder to get than actually selling something or being staffed. Like I got rejected from everything when I was regularly actually writing produced episodes of TV because it's like so impossible to get into those writing programs.
So many things have to go right. And you have to be such a specific person that they're looking for. Doesn't even speak to you or your talent or anything. It's just, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. And like try to hit everything you can, but and
don't
lastly,
put all your eggs in that basket.
No, for sure. Don't put all your eggs into any basket, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And I mean, we definitely touched on it, but like, that Barry Jenkins clip, if he can, like have all of this amazing success and like be repped at this, like you would say like the top agency and stuff. And then you do what you got to do, like working retail, working a part-time, working another full-time, like try not to get too down on yourself. Because it's part of the game.
It is. And did you see that story? This is a few years ago now. The former Cosby Show actor who was working at Trader Joe's and people like photographed him and put him on the internet. Like, can you believe this? And it was like get a grip. I can. I can believe that.
Yeah. Also, I remember, feeling really sad because I was like, there's things I can't do because I have to do this job. And it's like, yeah, Ellie, you don't have generational wealth. Like a lot of us don't. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like, yeah, different lives, different circumstances. Some people have families or parents are taking care of their aging parents. So again, just try not to get too down on yourself.
I agree.
Because I have crashed out multiple times. So you don't have to.
Yeah. I know. I don't love the well, it must be nice like approach, because it's just like, dude, we're all dealt the hand that we're dealt.
Yeah.
And let's suck it up. And also too with Nepo babies. Yeah, it is a little bit bullshit that some people get opportunities that other people it's nearly impossible to get, but you still have to have the goods. Like we've seen people come and go who weren't very talented, who were Nepo babies, and they end up leaving. It doesn't last that long. You have to also be good. So when you talk about like a Maud Apatow right now, Judd's daughter, or countless other. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is a Nepo baby, and fucking aren't the Gyllenhaals? I think they're Nepo babies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But like we can think of a million amazingly talented people who happen to be. So like I always think that too, like because I'm similar. I don't come from money. I didn't have any connections. Yeah, it's just the hand you're dealt, and I think it's gonna make you stronger in the end. So like embrace it.
Yeah, and like I also I've met some people whose parents were in the industry too, and like they're very talented, but also they're very, very, very aware that they might be considered that. And yeah, you never know what's going on with someone's life. They have their own problems, but 100%. I think that this industry, it's really tempting to focus on others. Like, oh my God, Andy sold something and I'm still over here. Like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But try to just focus on your stuff. Yes. Try not to let in all of the noise or whatever.
I agree. I think that goes for any path that you're on too, like be it screenwriting or whatever you want to be. Focus on you and your journey the most, because that's really what matters. You can't control any of that other stuff, and getting salty about other people having success is not going to do shit for you. It's bad. It's toxic. It's poison for your life. The older I get, the more I'm focused on that kind of stuff too. It's just like what is healthy for me and what is unhealthy for me and my mind more than anything. So yeah, you got to dump some of that shit aside and, go out in the sun, like you said, go feel the sun.
Go feel the sun. That being said though, I do want to be rivals going forward. And whenever something, when something does happen for you, I'm going to be really mad about it. So just know that.
Okay, cool. Well, now that you've said that, I will probably behave the same way. I might even lash out online and start like a campaign against you, but only if you sell Dream Girl.
Well, you have to post something weird like, wow, bitches with glasses be selling shit. And I'll know exactly who you're talking.
I will post exactly that and fucking watch the backlash. They're like, excuse me? What'd you say? I'm like, no, you don't understand. This writer, she sold a pilot. I'm fucking mad. No, that's good. Okay. All right. Well, that's a hilarious note to end on. Ellie, this was a pleasure. So good to finally meet you. You're so funny. I can't wait to read something from you. And thanks for coming on.
So fun. Thank you for having me.